The guy everyone's talking about, Trey Lance. He went from one day being someone everyone wanted gone to now he's the savior of the team again. What did you take away from his performance?
I mean, it's such a wild ride within a 6-day span. He goes from being the certified biggest bust in NFL history to people on the internet saying that was a legacy defining game winning drive.
You gotta
It's
love sports
preseason.
media. You
Yeah.
gotta love fans.
I just think it's preseason. Everyone gets a little bit overexcited for preseason, but I don't know. I just think yeah, you see improvement the more reps he gets. And that's expected from a young quarterback that needs playing time. Again, he's not going to get those reps in the regular season unless it's a dire circumstance. If our number one goes down and possibly our number two, Kyle Shanahan actually had his press conference today where he talked about, I'm not really going to name the number two QB until week one. And even then, it could change throughout the week or throughout the weeks of the regular season. So it's kind of like a toss up. Like even like they could say QB2, but you're really not going to be QB2. It's nothing's really decided. So it's kind of weird. But I mean, that's kind of what you would want from a young quarterback. I think we are seeing, guys like throughout the league that are just improving like throughout the play of the preseason. So I'm not overly impressed by it. If I'm going to be completely honest, I think it was a solid showing from a young quarterback. Would I have used the number 3 pick on him? Probably not, but it is what it is.
Do you think he's done enough now? I mean, we're talking one preseason game here against the Breeze,
but to cement his legacy.
Has he done enough now to where you're like, maybe I want to see more of this guy. Maybe he should be the backup, and we're wasting our time with this Sam Darnold guy who we've seen what he is.
My preference is still Darnold. Like if I look back to the Raider game, he played the worst out of all the quarterbacks. Like hands down, he had the worst game. Aiden O'Connell looked good. Sam Darnold looked good. Brandon Allen looked better than Sam Darnold at that point. So
I'd say Chase Garber looked better than Trey Lance in that game.
Trey Lance looked like Kellen. We had talked about this off screen. He looked like Kellen Mond. And we were talking about it like, okay, if the Vikings, which were a trade partner in this whole hypothetical here, why would they have wanted to trade for Trey Lance when they just had Kellen Mond in the building and they weren't impressed? And that's kind of like what he looked like. He looked like Kellen Mond.
Yeah, and I mean now he's out there looking like what would even be his comp? Who did he look like in that game?
I would say, what's a good comp? Like a young Blake Bortles.
You're foul for that shit.
Blake Bortles was good. He made it to a AFC Championship game.
A guy that wasn't that great at the end. That's what this Trey Lance guy looks like. No, I mean, to me, I don't want to jump on any side of the Trey Lance argument here or get crucified. I didn't think he looked like amazing. I thought it was just like a backup quarterback looking okay and doing what needed to be done to go out there and put up a couple points.
How dare you? Are you a fucking hater? What are you talking about?
Like, what did he do that you were like, damn, that guy has he's the most talented guy on this team. He's looking amazing.
There wasn't anything where it was like it blew me away, but there were impressive throws, good throws, solid throws that NFL quarterbacks make. The sideline throw to Tay Martin, that over the middle throw, the long cross where it was in a tight window. So there were plays where it was like, oh, okay, cool. But again, we're talking about the number 3 pick in the NFL draft here.
And you're setting the bar at can make an NFL type throw.
Yeah.
So I think what it was he looked so bad in the first game, and then he looked like an average quarterback in the next game. So then it was like stocks up. He went from the Dogecoin being at 1 cent, it's at almost $1. Like that's how much he skyrocketed in people's eyes. So I don't know. We'll see what the next game. I'd love to see him just. I think it was telling a little bit that Kyle gave him that last slot, and I was almost like, why is Sam Darnold in the third quarter right now?
Yeah.
Like, why isn't he giving Trey Lance all this run? So I thought that was weird, like taking more reps away from Trey Lance to give Sam Darnold more. But I want to see Trey Lance play like almost the whole game this next preseason game.
See, I don't know if they're going to end up doing that. I think they're going to give him a healthy portion of snaps because obviously he needs it and he's playing better with the snaps before you put him on the shelf. But I think this could be a good Brandon Allen showcase. I was listening to Haberman of the Haberman and Middlecloth podcast talk with Tim Kawakami today. And he was saying, like, this is a perfect setup for them to ship out Brandon Allen. He was just with the Bengals. Joe Burrow's hurt. He could be out until week 6. You could ship over a like ready-made backup for a draft pick for the Bengals. Like, and I could see that happening.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's no trade partner for Trey Lance at this point. Or even like Sam Darnold, there's no trade. There's no one like clamoring to be like, let's get that guy as our backup. Like he solidified himself as the backup in San Francisco, and like that's what he's gonna do. So I mean, he's gonna be on this team no matter what. There wasn't a question of that. But as far as Trey Lance, if you wanted to ship him away for and keep Brandon Allen, like there's no one to unless he plays like a Mahomes level third game in the preseason and someone tears an ACL, like who would even want to take him on?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a he. It would be the same problem. It was like when we talked about Will Levis going to the Titans. It was like, okay, well, what was the problem? He had a bad O-line, not really great receivers, and he didn't really trust the offensive coordinator. And what did he go to? The Tennessee Titans, where it was a bad O-line, no wide receivers, and he didn't really trust. It'd be like the same thing if you shipped him off to somewhere else because he's not going to be the starting quarterback. Like,
Yeah,
I can't name a team where he is going to go and start immediately. So why would a team trade you a draft pick just for him to sit on the bench and not improve?